Hello everybody, this is Chaos with Chaos Esports Productions, bringing you another Zerg Bronze to Masters League Series game. Today we have been replaced back into Platinum, thank God. That was kind of getting on my nerves. Got placed into Gold when the season started for some odd reason, and then went 6-1 for the first several games, and finally they put me back into Platinum, as I am now ranked number 6. Woo! So we've got a ZvP here today on King Sejong Station. Kind of an interesting game. We're going to talk a little bit about the scouting and a little bit about how you just reactionary play, things that we can improve our game with. I am a very big proponent of scouting, and scouting actually is like the #1 thing that I focus on. Just because it is so gosh darn important. When you're in the bronze to gold-ish area, it's not necessarily as important, but I still think that really understanding how to scout and when to scout are kind of two key things that you really need to keep in mind whenever you're playing. So, with that said, we are going to be doing a relatively normal ZvP build. We're going to be doing, we're going to be going for our spawning pool first, because we don't like any pesky cannon rushes, which this could have turned into a cannon rush, but it actually didn't end up being that way simply because, you know, by putting down that spawning pool, the protest player is like, okay, I can put these down, but the likelihood of it actually going through is slim to none. So we were able to basically just play it straight out and just basically be able to overrun him. And that's pretty much how we like to play. When we're able to out-macro our opponent and really give ourselves the upper edge in the long run, it tends to be a lot more favored than trying to do something cheeky. So going to get down our hatchery at 15 like we normally do, and then continue on droning up. Now we are going to go ahead and get that relatively quick gas. Granted, I don't really utilize the gas that I get from this right away. I tend to wait a lot longer. So basically, a couple Lings gonna go scout around, check on wherever his probe is. We did notice that it did get out, and we are gonna be taking a relatively fast third. Now, why are we taking this third at around the 4-minute mark? Well, we got in here and we noticed that if we actually I don't want to go back. When we originally got in here with the Overlord, we actually went in, scouted, saw only the Forge and the Nexus. This means his tech is going to be significantly delayed compared to a gateway expand type build, and we can exploit that by getting up a really fast third base. So, gonna get our queens out and get things continue on rolling, get everything on our hotkeys and all that fun jazz. Lings are still going to poke around, look for this probe. We want to make sure that we know where it is, and actually when we take the Xel'Naga, we do see that it is headed home. So he's not going to have a probe out on the field, which is very nice for us. Then we're going to leave a single Ling over here to keep track of the Xel'Naga, and then we are going to have a Zergling patrol here. Now, I do make one crucial mistake in this game that actually kind of hurts me a lot, but simply because my macro is so focused on the build that I'm doing, I'm able to recover from it relatively with ease and not really have any big problem. This third base is kind of a big contributing factor to that as well. So Overlord comes over, we see he's now scouting, we see he's building something out of here, and we now know that from a tech perspective, he does have a cybernetics core, and he is going to be teching up. Now, one mistake that I probably should fix for next time. So the second Overlord that I make, I usually let chill out here at my natural. I think for next time, I think I'm going to chill it out here until I've got the natural down and it's kind of up with a queen, and then I'm going to send this Overlord to kind of the backside of my opponent's base. That gives me just another Overlord to get into the main and really get an idea of what's going on. So he's going to be going for an Oracle. We're going to slow this down now. He actually does a really good job of just focusing down the drones, which I find really interesting. He is going to get a lot of kills from this, 9 in total. So he gets 9 drone kills, so that is reflected here. And basically, we just immediately recover with not building 9 drones. Because we have 3 base production with 3 queens at it, we're just pretty much rocking as far as getting our drone count back. Now, as we can see from the units tab, he's only got a zealot and 2 sentries behind this, so he hasn't been doing a good job of actually getting units out, and we've been able to kind of capitalize on that. Granted, he is at 49 probes, which actually, from a Protoss perspective, to be kind of par to par, is actually really, really good. So, kudos to him. But at this point, since we're on 3 base saturation now, I'm going to get down our last gas. Now, I don't get this gas for some reason the entire game. I don't know why. I guess, in my opinion, it really doesn't matter when you're going for Roach Hydra. Usually 5 gas is more than enough to maintain that production. The 5th gas probably would have been a little bit helpful because I do run into some gas problems. As the game goes on. But we're basically just now starting to really pump out production and get things rocking and rolling. We do see that he is scouting around, checking out for overlords and things like that with this Phoenix. And yeah, we're basically just happily getting our units out. So overall, we've played this game pretty well out. Now, we are going to go ahead and send 1 Roach over to his 3rd base. We really want to get an idea of how far he's into, how much saturation has he gotten on this 3rd base. We really want to know that information because if he is fully saturated, then he could very well have been saturated for a fair amount of time and could be kind of toe-to-toe with us, and we want to make sure that we are fully aware of that. And then this is about the time where Zerg starts to really shine because, with 3 base production and hitting all of our injects appropriately, we can really, really start to pump out units. We've got 4 Hydralisks on the way. We've already got 14 Roaches out on the field, and we're just feeling really, really good about where we're at. I probably could have also gotten a macro hatch. My minerals are fairly high, and a macro hatch probably would have been a really nice addition. But we got 22 more lings coming out on the way. I'm gonna probably start thinking about getting metabolic boost a lot earlier. I started to build lings just because I ran out of gas, and then was like, well, I kind of would like them to have speed, so I went ahead and got the speed as well. I think the main reason for my gas deficiency is just simply because we're getting crazy upgrades. But yeah, we're gonna stream a whole bunch of units across the field to try and do a little bit of denial of this 3rd base. Units-wise, he's got a lot of sentries and stalkers, but upgrades-wise, we're really, really ahead. He's only got +1 attack. He is going to go ahead and do a photon overcharge on the 3rd base, and basically we're just going to try and get out of here as quickly as possible, minimize the amount of damage that does, and then focus down his small little hit force here. And then once we've done that, we really can kind of just rotate out here. And he's put himself into a position where he's like trying to defend his 3rd, but we're just going to go straight into his natural. No reason not to. His mothership core does die, so he doesn't get another photon overcharge there. And basically we can start to waltz units. And I probably should have focused down the sentries a little bit earlier than I did. He does go ahead and get a couple force fields off. And then we're just going to focus down the Colossus, since those are the units that are going to do the most damage. And yeah, basically behind that we're just streaming units across the field, as we can see. And basically just going to start to focus down as much as we can. We are going to go ahead and focus down the Cybernetics core because we want to minimize the number of stalkers that he has. Obviously we can micro against zealots, but stalkers are a little bit more of a challenge. And now with the reinforcements showing up, we can go ahead and come in here and just start to really knock down his wall. So overall, really well scouted game. The early game showed us kind of, hey, we can go ahead and take a really, really fast 3rd. No big deal, no problem. And basically just continue on droning up as much as possible. I mean, quite honestly, we didn't really build units until, really start building units until probably around the 7:30 to 8-minute mark. I mean, we can drone up that hard whenever we scout that our opponent is going for Forge first, just because he can't physically build units. So nice little tidbit there for all you Zerg players out there. Please leave your comments down in the comment section below if you've got any questions, things you'd like me to answer maybe in my next Bronze Masters League series. I hope you guys have been enjoying the series. Finally back in Platinum, And yeah, if you did like the video, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next game.